Welcome to the hottest wellness podcast, I've Got Time, with Cherry and ShaKayla.
Here we discuss personal growth, relationships, and healing to become aligned with the best version of ourselves. Hey girl.
What it do, baby?
You looking good.
Thanks. You know.
You got your hair all fresh.
See what I had to do.
Wearing your all black. Giving Steve Jobs.
I'll take that.
Steve Jobs is a money-making bitch.
Money making. Yeah.
A kitsch. A money-making kitsch.
Kitsch.
Like for Caucasian kitsch.
Okay.
Anywho. Ni hao. You get it?
It was just funny, but...
Shout out to Red Ruby the Slays. The girls who get it, get it.
Okay.
So how are you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. I didn't really realize how much of a good mood I was in until I started talking. Yeah.
I'm glad you're in a good mood. I'm in a pretty good mood too. I'm just chilling for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just chilling, you know what I'm saying?
Get your chill on.
Get your shine on.
I can't think about that song without thinking about Midnight Club Dub Edition, the game. They had all the hits on that game. I also found a website where you can download like all of those old games.
Mm-hmm.
I want to shout it out, but I also don't want everybody going there and then they end up shutting it down. So
Sometimes you gotta gatekeep.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all about gatekeeping when it comes to video games.
I feel that. You know, I haven't been able to play my Sims game in a few days, and I don't like that. It's like one of my coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
You know, the new expansion pack, Growing Together, came out,
Mm-hmm.
and it really killed all the mods. Like, none of the mods work, and like, I'm just such a modded queen. Like, I cannot even really play a game without the mods.
Yeah. They did that on purpose.
If my Sims ain't busting nuts, I don't want to play.
Your Sims do be going in though.
Yeah, they be going in.
They be doing some shit I never seen before. You know what I'm saying? I be taking notes.
Not taking notes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta download the extra mods where you get more positions, more animations. That's the major key. If
I
you
like
really
that.
basically wanna.
You wanna flip it and reverse it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't it something you wanted to say?
Was it something I wanted to say? What I want to say?
I don't remember. I don't want you to know what you want to say.
Was it something we were talking about?
Yeah, before we started recording. And you was like, I want to talk about this on the podcast. And I was like, yeah, we could talk about it at the beginning.
Oh, you know what? People commenting about Chloe Bailey being a thespian in the new Swarm show.
Yeah. It's honestly anti-black. I feel like that's what it comes down to. I know y'all tired of me saying everything's about race, but I mean, let's think about shows like Euphoria. You know, I know you don't watch Euphoria, but they just had like, it's been a while since I watched the last season, so I don't remember none of their names. But the one who was best friends with Maddie, the white blonde girl, they was getting bent back around town in all of the scenes, and like everybody was saying how much of a good actor she was. I think she even got an award for it. Like,
aren't they all playing children on that show?
They are. And that's another thing that's a whole other conversation that we could talk about on another day. That just goes on in Hollywood in general. It's the over-sexualization of children. It's very weird. The type of sex that goes on in like teen shows in comparison to adult shows, like,
it's a lot.
The sex scene on Insecure versus the sex scene like on Pretty Little Liars is like different playing fields, you know? it's really interesting what they choose to promote to the girls, the young girls. But I think it's anti-black for sure. She's been criticized since she came out because of the body type that she got. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if she was a white woman, nobody would have blinked twice at the fact that she was in a sex scene in a literal movie, like getting paid to perform. And it's literally all fake for a movie that's not real.
That's the thing that's getting me. Like, y'all are acting like she's really on screen. And that's not the case. And for y'all to be in such an uproar, and we all saw your OnlyFans link 2 years ago, you need to relax.
I would agree with that. And even if you're not the OnlyFans girl, maybe you patron OnlyFans. It's very weird when you guys decide to switch up what you have respect for women for. We was kind of talking about that this morning. Yeah. About, I seen this TikTok and this girl, it was those annoying ass TikToks where people be walking around with a little mic, like, what would you do in this situation to strangers in a mall or something? Yeah. And he was like asking a girl, what do you think men are more attracted to, girls with natural bodies or girls with BBL? Why do they ask women these questions? If you want to know what men are attracted to, why aren't you asking men? To be controversial. But anyways, I felt like part of it is they can't afford the type of woman they attracted to, so they're literally settling for a regular schmegler girl. Mm-hmm. Outside of them not affording her financially, they probably can't afford her in other ways neither, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. High maintenance women, it's not just about can you afford to pay the full rent. It's other things that they have expectations of relationships that a lot of men are not willing to do, or they just don't meet the bare minimum requirements, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, yeah, they might follow a ton of girls online that's like, oh my God, this girl is so fine, I love her body, but they would literally never go for those girls because they don't have the confidence to be with them.
Yeah, the confidence, the resources, the gall.
Nothing.
They ain't got it.
Yeah. And it's not at the end of the day about being natural either, because a guy might be attracted to something for a fun time, and but he might have more value and respect for a woman that has a natural body.
Or a body that is less curvy.
Yeah, that's just not, I guess, like the mainstream trend right now.
Yeah.
Really, which is just, the Coke bottle shape.
Yeah.
So, y'all are weird. Leave Chloe alone. Like, I feel like we've had moments to say something to Chloe in a more sisterhood way, like, hey girl, slow down, you got your whole career ahead of you to be sexy. But I feel like this ain't one of those scenarios. She's literally working.
Choosing a time where she's just being a professional is not the time.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like, are you upset because your acting career isn't taking off, sweetheart?
That's what it be. Come on now. A lot of girls in the comments moved to LA and they staying in a 2-bedroom apartment with 5 people, talking about it's so classless. Like, girl, and you do it all the time, not for pay. One of my best friends, she do OnlyFans. That's her main thing that she'll say, is because women will be like degrading her and stuff for like how she make her money. But it's like, you literally doing the same thing but for no money at all. And
getting nothing that's
nothing in return. Exactly. Nothing in return. So, girl, fuck you.
Like, all you getting is a warm, wet rag, girl. Relax.
If it's warm and wet, child. Might get a t-shirt, honey. And so, yeah. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah. I felt like that needed to be said. Because what are y'all talking about?
It's ridiculous. Like, the same actresses who they, like, have all these accolades for and stuff, if they went back in their earlier career, they'll see that they probably had sex scenes, too. A lot of people do it when they getting started. Like, just stop. She chose the role. She knew it was going on. Nothing's going on that shouldn't be going on. They're all professionals.
Yeah.
You're the one that's not professional. Well, if you're ready, we can jump into the affirmation of the week.
Let's do it.
This week's affirmation comes from the bright mind of Cherry, so would you like to share?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna stop doing that. I think about that every time I clear my throat now.
I'm sorry, I gave you another complex.
This week's affirmation is sorry.
Girl, spit it out.
This week's affirmation is
that me or you?
That was me.
Oh.
I know where I'm going. Oh wow, I guess I'm the one explaining this week. So that basically means trust yourself. You know? I know in my life I've had the desire to go along a path that is not more traditional.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I dropped out of college. I always wanted to be in the music industry. And even I always knew where I wanted to go. And I always felt like I was going to get somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the moments where I didn't exactly know where I was going or how I was going to get there. I was still doing what I needed to do. Like, I would have a regular job, but I would still be reaching out to studios to see if they had an internship or something. And that's how I ended up interning at this studio that was in Virginia Beach. I don't think it's there no more. But, yeah. I just trusted that I knew what I was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually really deep. When you first said it, I was like, girl, that ain't the affirmation of the week. But then, like, after a few seconds, it sat with me, and I was like, yeah, like, just having that inner confidence and, like, what you said, trust for yourself, that you do know on a soul level. You might not have, like, exact plans, or even the plans that you make may not always go through, or life changes unexpectedly, but all of that is exactly what you, like, signed up for, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, it's part of your journey.
Yeah. Even right now, I'm still working a job, but I'm still fully dedicated to the podcast because I know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. It's definitely nice to just reassure yourself in those moments of, you know, maybe not getting the results that you want when you've been working so long and dedicated and being consistent to stuff. It's like you start to feel less confident in yourself or your abilities, or if things is going to pan out. But
yeah,
I love that affirmation. Thanks for sharing that with us.
You know, I got them locked and loaded, girl. Bars.
1, 2, 3.
Hey.
So, obviously, this week on the podcast, we are discussing intuition.
Mm-hmm. Trust in me. Different context.
Literally different. What is the intuition? Like, what does that mean? Do everybody have it? Is it like a special gift from the universe, or like...
Intuition, I like to think of intuition as that voice inside, or that feeling inside. Like, I remember when I was looking at colleges, and actually, also omens. I remember when Shayla was looking at colleges. Shayla's my sister. And I remember when we were on the tour at ODU. Mm-hmm. And I felt the vibes at ODU.
It was a given.
Yeah. And I ended up going there after going to Norfolk State first. But it was like, it felt different.
Mm-hmm. And it's like you knew that, but you didn't like trust it.
Yeah. I wasn't as in tune back then. Like now, I can feel something. I can feel that something is an omen now.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I don't know how or when. It's just like where I work. Like the first time I saw the campus, I felt something. I just didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up working there.
I feel that. Yeah, like you just be knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I look at my intuition as like my relationship with my higher self.
Mm-hmm.
I like to put stuff into like a visualization for me because it's like I'm more likely to follow through in my practice if I give meaning to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so like to me, having like growing your intuition is really like building a relationship with yourself and like basically fulfilling the promises that you make to yourself. And so you're earning your own trust by doing that. Each time that you follow through on something that you said you was going to do, you could trust yourself more. Mm-hmm. And then so when it comes to make a decision, you feel confident in yourself because you like don't let yourself down repeatedly. Mm-hmm. But then I find that people who don't have a strong intuition or they find it difficult to like make decisions for themselves, it's people who never took the time to like cultivate that relationship with themselves and say like, how am I actually feeling about this? Mm-hmm. You know, like I don't think it's normal to even like check in with yourself or your intuition is something that is self-taught. You like learn it in your journey. Like maybe I should listen to myself more.
Yeah. It's definitely not something, I feel like it's told to us when we're growing up, but I think we get so used to just being told what to do that we don't really understand making our own decisions and trusting that we know what to do.
I think it's one of those things that parents think they're teaching you one thing, but they actually setting you up for something else. Mm-hmm. And so they think that they're teaching you like some type of responsibility by like, I feel like being too much of a guidance or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then when you get into the real world, when you have like real situations as an adult, you know, then you have challenges with that because you're used to people making these decisions for you. Yeah. Whereas like for us, I try and create opportunities for Max and Eva to decide stuff on their own. Like a while ago, this was years ago, I heard a parenting coach and she was saying like, this is how she get her kids to do what she want them to do is she basically give them options, but it's all going to lead them to do what she want them to do. Like it's kind of manipulative in a sense, but they feel like they making their own choices, you know what I mean? Or like say when they get their allowance and stuff, we give them the opportunity to spend their money how they want to spend it. We try and guide them or get them advice, but at the end of the day, they're going to make their own decisions. And so when they get to an age where they have to, then they can feel comfortable and confident in doing so, which just feel like building that trust up. Yeah. For sure. Do you feel like you trust yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will admit sometimes I will knowingly do the opposite of what I think or of what I feel. But even in doing that, I still feel like it's going to work out either way. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of still trusting. It's just like, you don't have to do all of this. We could have just did this and you would have been here already.
Yeah. I always see like a lot of people who are entrepreneurs or self-employed, they like will say stuff like you will start to really go on a spiritual experience when you start to work for yourself because it's like the most time where you're going to be confronted with a reflection of who you are and your everyday like habits and stuff, and then you realize it be you that's like holding you back from success. And to me that was like the thing that made me like really force myself into having a trust relationship, because I used to be the person that would like call everybody, like call my sister, call my cousins, call my friends. What would I do? What would you do in this situation? What should you do? And it's because I just really just didn't trust myself. Like I didn't believe that just my opinion was good enough to like make a decision. And now I like can't take advice from people. That's not all the way true, but you know what I mean. It's like,
yeah, I feel you.
now I built that level of trust up with myself where it's like people's opinions on my decisions is like so secondary and like down the line. Like I don't have that much value for it. Because I know, like what you said, in previous situations that I had, even if I thought it was supposed to work out a certain way and it didn't, it end up working out in the best situation for me. Like everything is happening for me in my highest good. And if I feel that, like that me, myself right now want to be who I want to be, then I have to trust myself that I'm like capable of getting there, you know? I hope I said that without saying too many words.
That was good.
Okay.